Okay, so here we want to work out consumer surplus, given this demand curve and this price. What is consumer surplus, first of all? Well, let's just assume this 50 is an equilibrium price, for sake of argument. Consumer surplus is this area here. So it's the area from the market price up to the top of the demand curve. Right. So, you know, if this is consumer surplus, this triangle, what we really need to do is apply the area of a triangle formula. So that area of a triangle is half the base by the height. So we need to get the base and the height. So to get the base, we need to know this distance. So the first thing we need to do is find out what this Q is here. So to find out what this Q is, we just put 50 in here. So at P equal to 50, QD is equal to 100 minus 50, which is equal to 50. Okay? So this corresponding point here for 50P is 50Q. Okay. What does that mean? Well, that means that this distance here is 50, obviously. So we know that our base is going to be 50. Next thing we need then is the height. So we need this distance. So we need to know this point here, basically. So what can we say about this point here? Well, at this point here, Q is equal to 0, right? So it's on this, it's the vertical intercept, which we know from before, is the point where Q is equal to 0. So what's price when Q is equal to 0? So at Q equal to 0, we just put in 0 there. 0 is equal to 100 minus P, which means that P is equal to 100. So we know that this point here must be 100, which means that distance is 50. So we have the area of consumer surplus, or the area of that triangle, which is consumer surplus, is going to be equal to a half the base, which we just worked out was 50, times the height, which we now know is 50, which should give you 1250. So that's your consumer surplus in this case.